I often go to the newspapers or to television as the source of my art because I'm very affected by what happens. And these 3 series are all based on things that bothered me, that disturbed me about the world we live in. One of them is about a submarine that sank about 2000, a Russian submarine, sank to the bottom. People were still alive. Some of the people were still alive. Putin refused to send international rescue teams, and they all died, but not before they had time to write letters to their loved ones. And I was very upset about that, by the arrogance of government and equally by the suffering of the people in the submarine. So the paintings reflect that. There's one that is a hatch. I drew a hatch door so they could get out. They could swing it open and escape. And then I made a raft for them so that they could get onto the raft and so they would live and go back to their people. Of course, that didn't really happen, but it's something that I wanted to happen. One of the other series has to do with Sierra Leone and child soldiers. Sierra Leone is in West Africa. It's where I worked as an anthropologist. And they had a terrible civil war in the 1990s into 2000. And they recruited 10 to 12-year-old boys to fight, and sometimes girls. And these children did terrible things to other people and had really abominable things done to them. And I wanted to explore that, but of course I can't do it showing the children. So I used a cat, a sort of cat figure, to represent their childhood that was destroyed. And one of the images of the cats has diamonds for eyes, and those are the blood diamonds that actually financed this horrible war. Other things are more traditional. There are parts of the villages they destroyed. There are armaments, there are guns, there's a helmet. They were recruited by adults through really abominable methods. I'm not going to talk about that. And they were grouped into things called SBUs, small boys units. They knew they were children and they did it anyway. So that really bothered me because I must have known some of these children as young adults. So that was one of the other series. The third series is I'm very cowardly flying in airplanes, and it got worse after September the 11th. So the sculpture is actually a coyote, which I've wired up, and it's called an improvised, because it's really crude and quickly done, an improvised drone decoy. So if they shoot a drone at us, the decoy will work. And it was electrified by a friend of mine to give it a kind of flashy thing. So there's a bit of humor in there to make fun of my own fear, to make fun of the people who are trying to conduct this terror campaign, and at the same time to acknowledge that it's frightening to me. The other image that's in that series is a fox, and it's actually a drawing of a stuffed fox, a toy, a soft toy in the shape of a fox that I carry with me when I fly. And I've turned him into a fox that knows how to sniff out bombs to keep us safe. So again, a bit of humor, but something very serious in our world. And that's the kind of things that interest me both as an anthropologist and as an artist, Ephraim. Hatch that they can get out of. And then the raft. That's not really
in the sort of genre in our values, but this is not. We've only seen these framed in the last 2 days since they came from Vancouver.
These would be too heavy for very
this is like 27 now.
Yeah, and it's really important to be educated about these horrible events that go on in the world as well.
Sure. To bring
he was old,
to amalgamate
and he said, oh,
them with the ideas with visuals that
Yeah, gorgeous.
but it's debate to me. This is an artist.
framer might be.
I like the perspex, use of perspex.
good to use a proxy in your audit.
And it was
Yeah,
all
check
the
out
same